Welcome to the NPC Energy podcast, the show where, we kind of wonder if reality is just this massive simulation.
Definitely a question worth asking.
Yeah, and today's simulated journey gets into something really mind-bending. It's inspired by that feeling, when reality just seems to stutter.
Uh-huh. Like something's not quite right.
Exactly. Like, maybe a barista says the exact same thing to you 3 times, word for word. Or you see a coworker just freeze mid-sentence.
Yeah, those little moments, they stick with you, don't they? Makes you question things.
Totally. Was that real? Did I imagine it, or is it something else?
Precisely.
And we've got some great examples from anonymous sources. Real classic glitches, like that Reddit story, the Chinese food one.
Oh, the shape-shifting lo mein. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. 1 minute shrimp lo mein, then boom, General Tso's chicken. Then somehow back to shrimp lo mein again.
It's like, what just happened there? A cosmic find and replace error.
Huh. Yeah, like the simulation server just hiccuped and swapped the food asset.
It does make you wonder about the stability of things. A spontaneous change with no obvious cause.
And then there was that other one, the neighbor story. Someone sees their neighbor walking down these stairs outside.
Okay.
Then, like moments later, the same neighbor comes out of a classroom right there and walks down the same stairs again.
Wow. Like a replay?
Exactly. Like the same little animation loop just ran twice. Like an NPC on a path.
Those kind of repetitions are really interesting. They sort of hint at, well, maybe resource saving, reusing code, reusing assets.
Which kind of leads us right into the big question for this simulated journey, doesn't it? Could these little glitches, these odd things we notice, actually go deeper?
You mean like down to the fundamentals?
Yeah, all the way
Yeah.
down to the quantum level, the really weird subatomic world, and specifically the famous double-slit experiment.
Ah, the cornerstone of quantum weirdness. It makes sense to connect them, right? If everyday reality feels glitchy sometimes, maybe the basic building blocks are too.
Because, let's be honest, the standard explanation for the double slit is already nuts.
Oh, absolutely. It's inherently strange.
Just looking at these tiny little particles, electrons, photons, whatever, it changes how they act. It's like reality goes, nope, can't look.
That's a good way to put it, like a privacy shield.
Yeah.
And that baseline weirdness is exactly why people start asking these bigger reality questions.
So here's the idea that's got us buzzing, the really provocative bit for today. What if it's not just us observing the particles?
Okay, where are you going with this?
What if
Uh,
the particles are also somehow observing us? What if that quantum interaction goes both ways?
Whoa. Okay, that's flipping the script entirely.
Yeah.
Usually we're the observers, they're the observed. A two-way street changes everything.
Right. Okay, so let's break down some of this quantum stuff first. Quantum Mechanics 101, the double-slit spook show.
To do it.
Imagine you've got, like, a paintball gun. You shoot paintballs at a wall with 2 narrow slits in it. What pattern do you expect on the back screen?
Well, paintballs are like little bullets, right? Particles. So each one goes through either slit A or slit B.
And hits the back wall.
Yeah. So you just get 2 lines of paint splatters, one behind each slit. Pretty straightforward.
Exactly. 2 slits, 2 lines. Simple particle behavior. Now, forget paintballs. Think waves. Like ripples in a pond heading towards that same wall with 2 slits. What happens then?
Okay, waves are different. A wave hits both slits at once.
Right.
And then coming out the other side, you get 2 new sets of waves spreading out from each slit. And these waves interfere with each other.
Interfere. Like how?
Well, where 2 wave crests meet, they add a bigger wave. Constructive interference. Where a crest meets a trough, they cancel out destructive interference.
Okay, so what does that look like on the back screen?
Not 2 lines. You get this stripy pattern. Bands of high wave activity, then low, then high, then low. It's called an interference pattern. That's the classic signature of a wave. Got it. Paintballs. 2 lines. Waves. Stripes. Okay, now for the quantum weirdness. Scientists did this, but with electrons. Tiny particles. Fired one by one. What should happen?
Logically, electrons are particles, so you'd expect the paintball result. 2 lines.
Beaut. That's not what they got. Even firing them one at a time, slowly building up hits on the screen.
Yeah.
They got the wave pattern, the stripes.
That's the mind blower.
How? How does one single electron, going through presumably one slit, interfere with itself like a wave?
And that is wave-particle duality right there. It's like these fundamental things aren't just particles or just waves. They're both. or neither. They have the potential for both.
It's like a character in a video game who's simultaneously a stealthy rogue and a big stompy tank. They exist in this blurry state,
Yeah.
this quantum superposition.
Exactly. Until something forces them to choose. Until there's an interaction, a measurement, then they have to commit. Rogue or tank, particle or wave behavior.
Okay, so that leads to the next level of strange. Scientists, being scientists, wanted to know, okay, which slit is the electron actually going through? Naturally, got peak.
Right. So they put detectors right at the slits, little tripwires to see, it went through this one. What happened then?
And this is the observer effect. The moment they tried to watch to measure which slit, poof, the interference pattern, the stripes just vanished.
Gone. What did they get instead?
They got the two lines.
Yeah.
The particle pattern, just like the paintballs.
Like the electron knew, oh, they're watching, okay, act normal.
Eh? It really does feel like that sometimes. Like our sneaky rogue, the moment the spotlight hits him, he can't be sneaky anymore. He has to act like a solid object.
That's the observer effect.
Yeah.
But, okay, clarification needed here, right? It's not necessarily a person consciously looking, is it?
No, that's a really common misconception. It's not about human consciousness having magic powers.
Phew. Okay. So what is it then?
It's any kind of physical interaction that reveals which path the particle took. It could be a detector machine. It could be a photon bouncing off it. It could even be interaction with the environment that's called decoherence. Any interaction that gives you that which path information.
So it's more like trying to measure something incredibly tiny and delicate. The act of measuring itself messes it up.
Exactly. Think about trying to measure the position of a tiny billiard ball by bouncing a golf ball off it. The measurement itself changes the state of the thing you're trying to measure.
Okay, that makes quantum sense anyway. The interaction collapses the possibilities. But we're NPC energy. We like the weird ideas. So let's flip it. What if the photon is watching you?
Okay, now we're definitely in speculative town, but it's a fun place to visit.
Instead of us causing the change just by measuring, what if the particle itself is somehow aware?
Aware of being observed.
Yeah. What if it has some basic way of knowing, interaction incoming, and that's why it stops doing the weird wave thing, like that quote we found. It's as if they knew they were being spied on and decided not to be caught in the act of performing weird quantum shenanigans.
It's definitely anthropomorphizing, giving particles intention. But it does force you to think about consciousness and reality in maybe different ways.
Think of Pac-Man. You're watching Blinky, the ghost. What if Blinky could somehow tell you were focusing on him and started acting weirdly to throw you off?
The observed reacting to the observer's awareness. Yeah, that's the core of this reversed idea.
And this kind of bumps into some pretty deep philosophical ideas, right? Like panpsychism.
Exactly. Panpsychism.
Okay, break that down. What's the gist?
Well, the basic idea of panpsychism is that consciousness, or some really primitive form of subjective experience, isn't just something that pops up in complex brains like ours.
So it's not just humans and maybe some animals.
Panpsychism suggests maybe it's a fundamental property of matter itself.
Oh.
Like maybe even down to electrons and quarks.
Whoa. So wait, they're not saying electrons are writing poetry or feeling sad?
No, absolutely not. Nothing like complex human thought. It's more like maybe there's some incredibly basic what it's likeness to being an electron. A flicker of subjective experience.
Huh. A fundamental awareness. That is mind-bending. Does panpsychism, prove particles are watching us in the double slit?
No. Not in a scientific testable way. It's more of a philosophical framework. It just makes the idea that matter could have some intrinsic awareness seem maybe slightly less crazy. It opens the door to thinking the observer-observed relationship might be more tangled.
And science fiction loves this stuff, right? Reality bending based on observation or thought.
Oh, absolutely. Sentient AI, simulated worlds, responding to inhabitants. It's a huge theme.
I think there's even a novel called Observer that directly tackles consciousness creating reality through observation.
Yeah, it shows how science and fiction can kind of meet in the middle when exploring these big existential questions.
And, we got to bring it back to the Matrix. Neo starts waking up, seeing the code.
And the agents react. The system responds to his awareness.
Exactly. Are the particles in the double slit like the universe's agents, enforcing normal particle behavior when they realize they're being watched? Very NPC energy.
It's a powerful metaphor.
Yeah.
If reality is a simulation, the observer effect looks a lot like a system control mechanism.
Okay, let's go deeper there. Reality on demand. Quantum glitches and simulation theory. How does all this quantum weirdness, maybe even particles watching back, connect to the simulation hypothesis?
Well, for simulation proponents, the double slit, is, especially the observer effect, is like Exhibit A. It just looks like something a simulation would do.
How so? What's the parallel?
Think about big open-world video games like GTA or Skyrim or Cyberpunk. Your console or PC can't possibly render everything in that huge world down to the last detail all the time.
Right, it would melt.
Exactly.
Yep.
The game engine uses tricks. It only fully renders what the player is currently looking at or interacting with. Stuff in the distance or behind you might be low detail or not even loaded yet.
Resource optimization, rendering on demand.
Precisely. Now look at quantum superposition. The particle exists as a cloud of possibilities until you measure it. Then bang, it snaps into one definite state.
Like the simulation only bothering to calculate and render the particle's definite properties when something, an observer or another particle, actually needs them.
That's the argument. Why waste computational resources defining everything all the time? Just define it when it's observed. It looks suspiciously efficient in a computational way.
Wow, okay. And what about the even weirder stuff, like that delayed choice quantum eraser experiment, where choices made after the particle went through seem to affect its past?
Yeah, those are even harder to explain classically, but from a simulation view,
Yeah.
well, maybe the simulation buffers events. Or it can retroactively change things to keep the story consistent, like loading a previous save state or having an undo function.
It's like the universe is hedging its bets, not committing until the last second, or even tweaking the past to make the present make sense.
It definitely challenges our basic ideas of time and causality, which, of course, could be features, not bugs, in a simulated reality.
So let's loop back to our speculative twist, the particle watching us. If the standard observer effect is like rendering on demand in a simulation, what could the reversed observer effect be? The particle reacting to us.
Within the simulation idea. Maybe it's a glitch, an unexpected feedback loop. Like the NPCs of the particles weren't supposed to react to the player's awareness, but they started doing it anyway.
It's an emergent behavior, a bug in the physics engine AI.
Could be.
Yeah.
Or going full NPC energy. Maybe the NPCs are leveling up, gaining some rudimentary awareness and trying to avoid being measured or even messing with the results.
Okay, so we sort of mapped this out, our NPC energy interpretation.
Let's hear it.
Wave particle duality. That's like an entity being pure code or potential until rendered, like switching character class on the fly.
Okay. Superposition.
Resource saving. Schrodinger's loot box, you don't know the gear inside till you open it.
Makes sense. Standard observer effect.
Rendering on demand. The game only draws what you see, lifting the fog of war.
Entanglement. Those linked particles.
Linked to objects sharing a state in the code. Like two game controllers vibrating at the exact same time no matter how far apart.
Delayed choice quantum eraser.
That's the weirdest. Retroactive rendering, buffering, maybe even save scumming by the universe.
And the reversed observer effect. Our speculative one.
That's the NPC reacting to the player. A glitch in the AI. Or maybe the AI is waking up.
It's definitely a provocative way to map quantum phenomena onto simulation concepts. It really gets you thinking, doesn't it?
Totally. Okay, so if the quantum world might be acting like a simulation, maybe with bugs, could this explain some of the everyday weirdness we experience? Those glitches in the code?
Connecting the micro to the macro? Yeah, let's play with that.
Like déjà vu. That feeling you've been here, done this before, is that just brain chemistry? Or is it the simulation stuttering, reloading a previous moment?
Like the black cat in the Matrix.
Yeah.
A sign something changed.
Exactly. It has that same uncanny vibe.
It does. More than just faulty memory, perhaps.
And what about things just vanishing? Keys, sunglasses, the TV remote, then reappearing somewhere totally random and illogical.
Telecoding keys phenomenon. Classic glitch candidate.
Did it just, like, de-render because I wasn't looking and then the system put it back in the wrong spot, a little data error?
It fits the rendering on demand model, yeah. If it's not being observed, its state might be less fixed.
And seeming precognition, like kids saying something they couldn't possibly know or dreaming of something that then happens.
Yeah, the anecdotes are compelling, even if hard to prove.
Could that be like information leaking from a future frame of the simulation, a rendering error out of sequence?
Again, simulation theory offers a framework, however speculative, where things like temporal anomalies might occur.
Okay, totally silly one. Could the reversed observer effect explain why toast always lands butter side down? Is the toast sensing my dismay and choosing chaos?
Probably more down to physics and aerodynamics, but Maybe the toast is making a statement. A quantum protest.
It feels like it sometimes. What about the Hawthorne effect? People changing behavior just because they know they're being watched? Is that like a macroscopic version of the quantum observer effect?
That's a really interesting parallel. Observation changing the system, whether it's electrons or humans. It suggests a deep connection there.
And video game NPCs, we have to talk about them. The blank stares, repeating the same line forever,
Getting stuck on walls.
floating, driving invisible cars.
Yeah.
Are those just coding bugs, or are they hints of how a simulated reality might break down when you look too closely at the background characters?
They're definitely examples of how simulated systems can fail or produce unexpected results. It's easy to see why people draw the parallels.
And the really spectacular game glitches, Skyrim horses flying into space.
Nuke Happy Gandhi in Civilization.
Missing no in Pokemon. Are these just bugs, or are they like quantum weirdness bubbling up, the code showing it seems?
They're certainly iconic examples of the rules of a simulated world breaking down in surprising ways. They fuel that simulationist imagination.
And one last time, The Matrix. It just nails all of this, doesn't it? The agents, the glitches, the code beneath reality. It's the ultimate NPC energy movie.
Absolutely.
Oh.
It codified so many of these ideas in pop culture. Okay, so we've gone down the quantum rabbit hole, played with simulation theory. What's the bottom line here? Are we in the Matrix? Are electrons spying on us?
Well, let's bring it back to Earth, or baseline reality for a second. The particle watching us idea. Super fun, very thought-provoking. But the standard scientific explanation for the observer effect is still about physical interaction. Measurement disturbs the system, decoherence.
So no proof electrons get shy.
Not in the current scientific understanding, no. That remains speculation. Fun speculation, but speculation nonetheless.
And the simulation idea itself.
Still fascinating, still debated, especially by philosophers and some physicists.
Yeah.
The parallels with quantum mechanics and computing are really intriguing. But it's not, a proven scientific theory. It's a hypothesis, a framework for thinking.
But what is undeniable, what everyone agrees on from the double-slit experiment, is that quantum reality is just fundamentally bizarre.
Absolutely. It defies our everyday common sense. It's probabilistic, it's interconnected, and it's incredibly sensitive to how we interact with it. That much is solid. So maybe the next time you get déjà vu, or your keys do that vanishing act, maybe it is just your brain, or you're just forgetful.
Probably.
But maybe, just maybe, you glimpse the universe buffering, or the simulation skipping a frame, or maybe some tiny particle nearby just reacted to you looking.
It adds a layer of mystery to the mundane, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Are we players, NPCs, just patterns in the code?
Keep your eyes peeled for those glitches, folks. They might mean something. And maybe don't stare too hard into the quantum foam.
You never know what might be staring back.
That's all the NPC energy we have for this simulated journey. Thanks for plugging in. Find us on your favorite podcast apps. Social media links are in the show notes, as always.
And if you've got a reality glitch story, definitely send it our way. We love hearing them.
Until next time, keep questioning the simulation and watch out for repeating black cat.